Right, guys. Uh, Currently outside Sandyford Slaughterhouse in Paisley. Just wait for anybody to join us. Just walked up and just parked up around the corner. Just wait for people to join. So this is part of Project Livestream. I think it's number 7. Uh, yeah, we're highlighting, showing up all the slaughterhouses, and where the victims and non-vegans come to meet their demise. Unfortunately, get murdered. Uh, the object of the exercise is to try and capture some of the victims going in to get slaughtered. So hopefully some people show up and then we can have a chat about veganism as well. Yeah. So yeah. Uh, I'd like to make it clear though that the slaughterhouse where these people are, the individuals and persons, if you want, that are going to get slaughtered here and murdered, are this is the end. This isn't the beginning of the exploitation. This is the end. The beginning of their exploitation starts in humans' brain, because we see the human supremacist brain. When we see the victims as merely objects for us to use, that's how. That's why these animals are here. We see them as objects. We don't see them as individuals. We don't see them as individuals who want to have a life and who want to live and have a good time and do their thing. So live for their own reasons. They don't live here for us. Just wait to see if any more people show up. So if while we're waiting, um, the, we're waiting for trucks to show up and maybe show you some of the individuals that are going to go and be murdered uh, for what is like food or clothing, or because this place in Sandyford they tend to murder cows, sheep. Uh, I don't like, yeah, they murder cows and sheep. I think the thing is, on the website of this place, they say that this is the highest welfare location. So when we talk about welfare, it doesn't mean anything for the victims. They're going to still come here and die and be exploited. Yeah. So yeah. We're going to stand outside the slaughterhouse, and I'm standing on a corner uh, where hopefully, if the trucks come along, they'll be forced to turn in, and they're kind of forced to slow down. So it's better to, if I go down to the gate, they'll just speed past and won't be able to see anything. So you can't really see anything here anyway because the gate is a long way from the actual slaughterhouse. They obviously don't want to see. They don't want to let people see into the slaughterhouse, do they? Because that's an atrocity. What we need to understand as well is that this is the greatest injustice that has currently happened or has ever happened in terms of numbers. Trillions of life are exploited to death in the names of non-vegans, simply for a bit of food or a bit of clothing or entertainment or science testing or a bit of perfume, etc. The only reason, and it's all down to non-vegans. If the world went vegan, we wouldn't have places like this. The animals would be free and they'd be allowed to do their own thing. They would just live for their own reasons, yeah. So, yeah. Don't know if anyone's going to show up, right? Let's watch. But, yeah. Also, we also need to remember though, if you are already vegan, it's no good just being a silent vegan. Okay, the animals and victims need you to stand up, just as if you would want to be stood up for. If you were in the victim's position, you'd want to have somebody standing up for you. So that's what they deserve. They deserve nothing less than you standing up for them, speaking out. And we're not interested in welfareism. We're not interested in reducing or anything like that. We want total abolition. Okay, we wouldn't accept a reduction or better standards of welfare for any other form of injustice. This is no different. It doesn't matter how an animal's exploited, it just matters that they are exploited. But when I talk about exploitation, I mean animal use. All use of animals is wrong. So yeah, still waiting on people showing up. Yeah. Remember, the only reason this is happening is because of non-vegans. Okay, people are buying this. They're paying for the exploitation of animals. Uh, until that stops, uh, animals will continue to be exploited to death. I'll be honest. My natural instinct, if I saw a dog, my natural instinct isn't to go and like uh, greet the dog or anything, or uh, I'm not a natural animal lover, but I'm against injustice, and this is the greatest injustice this world has ever seen, and I will stand up against this injustice. So yeah, we're currently stood outside the Slaughterhouse in Paisley, highlighting and hopefully bringing to attention the place where a lot of animals come to be murdered. This is where the end of their exploitation happens. These animals have been exploited their entire lives, okay? This isn't the start of their exploitation, this is the end. The exploitation really begins in the human mind, where we think animals are there for us to use. Uh, that use results in things like animal abuse and uh, mistreatment, etc. But it all starts with thinking that we can use animals for our own need. Yeah, animals should be there just for us to, uh, shouldn't be there for us to use or any of that stuff. They deserve to live for their own reason. Okay, they deserve to be free. Now, if any of these trucks do show up, uh, we can. Uh, if any of the trucks do show up, we'll be showing you some of the victims. But this is only, like I say, this is the end of where they come. This isn't the beginning. Yeah. So we need all everybody to become vegan, and we also need all vegans to start becoming active. Okay, and speaking up against this injustice. So the only way it's going to end is by people standing up against it. Yeah, we're we're in the middle of the biggest injustice that's ever happened and ever will happen. In terms of numbers, this injustice is the greatest that's ever been. Trillions of life forms are exploited to death. Yeah, so all forms of sea life, all forms of mammals, birds, are all exploited. It doesn't have to be this way. And again, we're not talking about increasing welfare standards. I'm not talking about people reducing their uh, intake of animal products or uh, only having meat-free Mondays or any of that nonsense. We're talking about complete abolition. We wouldn't accept that for any other injustice. Yeah. If we were talking about any other injustice like racism or anything like that, we wouldn't say, "Oh, you just don't be racist on a Monday," would we? So don't be the reason that animals are exploited just on a Monday. Be it the reason they're not exploited for their whole life. Yeah. So yeah, we need to bring an end to this. The only way we're going to do that is by people going vegan. Yeah. Yeah. Cheers, Chris. Yeah. Uh, Go and follow Chris. He's a really good activist. Go and follow him on social media. Yeah. One of the good guys in the movement. Yeah. There's also a load of other activists that are out today in other slaughterhouses. Um, you should go and check them out. Go and check out Project Livestream 7 and see all the other activists. They're doing a great job. They're all standing outside the slaughterhouse. If they're in the UK, I can testify that it is quite cold today. Uh, but we're all standing out here for the reason. Cheers, Deval. How are you, man? Yeah, we're all standing outside these places to highlight the injustice that is happening to these victims. So I'm not sure if any trucks are going to show up today, but I hope. Yeah, we're talking about. Yeah, go and follow Deval as well. He's a great activist. One of the good guys again in the movement. Should see people like Chris and Deval and people like that as inspirations, and go active yourself if you're already a vegan. Yeah. So uh, I'm not sure if any trucks are going to show up because they didn't last time. I don't know if they hold off if they know that we're here and we're doing this. I don't know if they hold off or anything. Wait till we're gone or I'm gone. So yeah, we are outside the slaughterhouse. We're highlighting the injustice that's happening in the world. Yeah, the only reason this is happening is because of non-vegans. Uh, and it's the idea that animals are here for us to use. It's a supremacist mindset. The animals are here for us to use. Um, yeah, we need to get rid of that mindset. As soon as we do, these animals will be free, and we won't have to do stuff like this anymore. Yeah. This slaughterhouse in Paisley is responsible for murdering cows and sheep. The sheep, I think a lot of their leather, the skins from the cows and sheep also get sent to the uh, leather factory, which is the Scottish leather factory, um, which is not far from here. Yeah, so their skins are used for like clothing and bits of fashion, you know, which is a complete waste if you think about it. You can just buy buy vegan leather or something else. You don't have to use animal skins. You can just use something else. Which makes it absurd if you think about it. All of it. So yeah, the more you think about it, this is more about like I've already said about the use of animals. These animals are used to their death. Yeah, and from that use, like things like abuse and uh, murder and all that, all manifests from this idea of use. You know, we see animals as a product, as a resource. They're not really there for us to use. They should be there to be. We should let them be free and just do their own thing. Let them live for their own reason. So, yeah. Also, go and support the other activists as well. If you're watching this later on, go and see some of their live streams. I was watching some of them earlier on, and they were lots of action, lots of like people were seeing lots of trucks getting taken in. You should go and watch them and support those other great activists as well. Yeah. Yeah. Also, if you live in like the central belt of Scotland, you can. It's very easy to become active because we've already got like all the uh, activism set up. You got AV, you got We the Free, uh, all these. You got speciesism events. All you need to do is search online, search on Facebook or Instagram, AV Glasgow, AV Edinburgh, We the Free at Glasgow, We the Free Edinburgh, etc. And you'll find all the information you need to get active. Yeah. Let's start becoming active. If you're already vegan, become active. It's the only way we're going to end this is by you speaking up. The animals deserve nothing less than you speaking up. It's like is it that vegan couple? They used to say, being vegan is the least we can do. Yeah, yeah. The more of you become active, the quicker this will end. The injustice will end. The other thing we also need to understand is that this is injustice. So, injustice is never up for a debate. Yeah, there's no debate when we're talking about justice. So, you're either on the right side of that justice or the wrong side of that injustice. Yeah, and currently the only people who are on the right side are the vegans. Everybody else is on the wrong side of it. Uh, yeah, I've been myself. I've been vegan for a long, long time, uh, and yeah, it's quite easy. It's like there's no reason not to be vegan in this day and age in the UK or even around the world because there's vegans all over the world. Yeah, yeah. We're stood outside the Paisley Slaughterhouse, uh, waiting on seeing if there's any trucks carrying. We usually carry like sheep and cows. Um, See if any of them show up, and yeah, if they show up, we'll film them and show you the victims for the non-vegan victims. We also need to understand as well as for all you vegans out there, uh, all you non-vegans, especially the ones that are responsible, like the slaughterhouse owners, the farmers, etc. As activists, we won't stop. We aren't going to stop until this injustice is over. Yeah, I certainly don't intend on stopping. We will keep speaking up. We will keep doing other actions. Thanks, man. Yeah, thanks for helping organize this, man. There's a lot of great activists involved in this today. Yeah, like I say, there's a lot of traffic here, but not any trucks, so I'm having to like watch out for traffic. But that's why I keep looking around and stopping mid sentence. Yeah, like I was trying to say, There's a lot of great activists who have been involved today, um, highlighting this injustice by showing the victims as they go into the to their to be murdered. Yeah. Now, let's be honest. The only reason these animals are coming into these places is because of non-vegans, right? And we also need to understand that this isn't the beginning of their exploitation. This is merely the end. Their exploitation started uh, when they were born, uh, and it started before that. It started when humans started to believe that the animals were there for us to use. Yeah, we saw them as a product and as a resource. Now, the only way we can end that is by being vegan, because vegans don't see animals as resources. Uh, we don't see them as a commodity. We think that they should be. Uh, I'll be there for about another hour, I think, maybe. I'll see how many trucks show up. I might stay till 2, see how if anybody shows up. Yeah. You having a good day, Deval? So, yeah. Also, we need to understand as well that vegans also need to become active, yeah? Being a silent vegan never stopped anything. By being, we need to use your mouth, you need to speak up, but we need to do it effectively as well, you know? We can't just be. Uh, uh, you can watch some of your best activists uh, to learn how to do it properly, you know? The animals deserve to be spoken up for in the best possible way, yeah? They, yeah. Yeah, definitely need to raise an awareness. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, no worries, Deval. It's all good. Uh, there's not really a lot happening, to be honest. Wait for some trucks to come up, maybe. Yeah, vegans need to become active. So that's one of the distribution trucks. I think they distribute all the animal parts to the various companies, like the butchers and the shops, etc. That's the name of the company that owns this. I think it's John Scott Meat or something. Uh, so I remember watching that vegan couple, and they used to say being vegan is the absolute isn't the most we can do; it's the least we can do. Um, but it took a wee while for me to actually become active and get the bottle to stand up and do it. And it was the guys from We the Free Glasgow that they contacted. I think they must have contacted every vegan in Glasgow to try and get people active. That's what kind of gave me the kick up the backside to get active, you know. Yeah, they are great. We the Free. Anybody that wants to become active, I would strongly recommend starting with We the Free. But you've also got groups like Anonymous for the Voiceless, Speciesism, and if you live in an area where you don't have these groups, you should start the group. You become the uh, change. You know, you become the driving the vehicle for these groups to start in your area. Yeah. If you go on, you can get all the information you need online. Just type in "We the Free" or "Anonymous for the Voiceless," and yeah, if you specific, because I'm the anonymous one of the co-organisers for Anonymous for the Voiceless in Glasgow. If you're in Glasgow or Central Belt of Scotland, and you're vegan, you're more than welcome to join. You can find us on Instagram and Facebook. Yeah, there's no reason not to become active. There's so many opportunities. You don't have to come out and stand out on your own. Uh, Join a group. It's a lot easier when you're in a group as well because you're not stood out by yourself. Yeah, thing is, we need all these organisations working, uh, ideally working in harmony, because all the different methods they all work, just they work on different people. Uh, I do a lot of for We the Free. The guy Deval that was in the chat, he's the organizer for We the Free Glasgow. He's a really great activist as well. Yeah, We the Free is a. I think it's a really like friendly place to start activism. I think Uh, the other thing, if you're sensitive to like AV, you're quite you're constantly looking at the footage, aren't you? Really, but with We the Free, you're not looking at the footage yourself. It's only the uh, yeah, man. It does definitely take a village to do it. Yeah, yeah. I think Project Livestream it's an amazing thing, highlighting the victims, but it's also bringing the conversation of veganism to the mass audience. Because I mean I've not got that many views on this today, but I saw last time was there millions of people that watched it. Yeah, like massive kudos to yourself and Mel and Steve and all the other people who are uh, responsible for it. So the other beauty, because we're now in the 21st century, we've got all the technology we need. We've got the internet, we've got social media, etc. We can meet uh, thousands of people uh, very quickly, really easily, by simply post. You're not. Where in the past we were probably just talking to one or two people at a time. You can talk to thousands of people. So use technology to your advantage. When I'm talking about being active, I don't necessarily mean street activism. Get online, do your thing there as well. Make videos, uh, share these videos, uh, share your other activists' videos, share Mel and Steve's videos, share Paul Bashir's videos, share Earth and Ed's videos, share all these videos, uh, get them viewed by as many people as possible. Exactly, man. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, it's been uh, really because I think I only started doing these on like the fourth or fifth one, and it was seeing the numbers that you're getting that really thought, I need to do this. Oh, it's inspiring as well to see all the activists out in the any weather. It doesn't matter what the weather, they're out doing their thing. It just shows that we'll not give up, no matter what. Uh, we just need more people to start doing it. We need more activists. We need more people to start standing up for the victims. The more people we have, the more people we can reach. Also, want to highlight the fact that the Slaughterhouse, it's just the end of the exploitation. It's not the beginning of the exploitation. It's the absolute end. You know, it's where these animals come to get murdered. Uh, so the exploitation actually begins in the human mind because we think we're supreme to all the other animals. When actually we should just leave them alone. They aren't born for us. They're born for their own reasons. They're brought into this world for their own reasons. Yeah, they're not here for us to use. They're not here for us to exploit. And when I talk about exploitation, I mean all the forms of exploitation: entertainment, food, clothing, zoos, circuses, animal testing, all that stuff. It doesn't matter. We need to end it all because it's all exploitation. Yeah, man. It's yeah. So it's because it adds up over the throughout the stream as well. You know, like right now I can see there's three people watching. I think, but when you look at the end, it there's like uh, last time I think over the course of the stream I only had at the most like four people watching at a time. But when I looked at the end, it was like 100 or so people that had watched. You know, so that's 100 more people. Well, even if it's just three people now, that's three or four more people that I've reached than would have not been reached, you know, if I just sat at home and done nothing, you know. So it's better to come out and uh, do something than sit at home and do nothing, you know. I mean, you can sit at home and be active on the internet, I suppose, but yeah, yeah. So I think a few people have just joined us. So I'm currently stood outside the Slaughterhouse in Paisley, uh, highlighting the. This is where non-vegans victims come to be murdered. Uh, if there's any trucks that come along, we'll try and show you uh, the victims as just before they go on to die. Uh, yeah, that's the whole point of this. It's the only way we're going to actually end this is by people becoming vegan. You know, it's very easy to become vegan in this day and age. Uh, I'm assuming if you're watching this, you're watching it. You've got access to Google. You can Google how to become a vegan very simply, and you can start right away. There's nothing stopping you, nothing holding you back to become vegan. It's only your mind that's stopping you becoming vegan. It's only those excuses that you'll come up with. There's nothing stopping you. Yes, so I'm currently stood on this corner here because the trucks will come from that direction and turn here. I'll walk down. Uh, so down there is the slaughterhouse. If I go and stand down there, the trucks won't stop. They just fire in because the gates are open. Uh, take a wander down. Bit easy. I kind of stand on that corner because that's where the trucks will slow down. You know, I can video it easier. Uh, so this is in Paisley, you know, just outside Glasgow. Um, yeah, a lot. Yeah. I want to highlight the absurdity as well that these places aren't necessary in this day and age. We don't need to be doing this. We can live quite sustainably. Yeah, it's kind of an industrial estate. The but if you go around the back, it's like a big housing estate. I don't know. It's quite hard to get round to the back. 'Cause- yeah, hang on. So in there's the slaughterhouse. Well, I think that's where they come and pick up the body parts. Round the back is where the killing actually takes place. So if I stand here, uh, hang on, the gate, because the gate's always open, uh, the trucks just literally fire past, so you can't really see anything. They don't stop. Uh, yeah, what I'll do is I can. Yeah, there's also the leather factory that's not far away from here because the slaughterhouse supplies like the sheep skins and the cow skins to the leather place, and that place absolutely stinks. Because they use a lot of ammonia and things like that to burn off the fat and the hair and stuff like that, or maybe lime that they use. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's really weird though. Yeah, it's quite a big industry in Scotland. I think there's like uh, yeah, there's a couple of factories around Paisley and a place called the Bridge of Weir, both just outside Glasgow. So I think this slaughterhouse is one of their main suppliers of skins. Which, if you think about that, that's completely insane that these places exist in this day and age. When you can, I mean, who needs to wear leather or sheepskins or anything like that? We can just buy something else. There's plant-based versions. I don't understand why you wouldn't want to do that. Why you would want to wear a dead person's skin. Yeah, it's insane. How long have you been vegan? 40-year-old vegan. Also, I don't. A lot of people ask us that. I don't really like asking it because it doesn't matter how long you've been vegan. It just matters that you are vegan. I think so. That is being an ex slaughterhouse inspector. That's one of the most inspiring things because it shows that people who worked in the industry can also become vegan and change. I used to work in the tannery myself in the Bridge of Weir in the leather factory. That's how I know a wee bit about it. I worked there for a couple of weeks as an agency worker, and yeah, that place is horrific. Yeah, I think you get a lot of ex like slaughterhouse workers who don't eat meat and stuff, don't you? Because yeah, it must be really traumatizing and stuff. It must be. So yeah, the only reason we are currently stood outside the slaughterhouse in Paisley, and we need to highlight the only reason these places exist is because of non-vegans. Yeah. Uh, I did the anonymous to the voiceless last night, uh, and a lot of people say to when they see the footage, they say, "Oh, it's okay, I'm vegetarian." I can only imagine, man. It's like um, it must get like PTSD and things like that. I mean, it's something that humans isn't shouldn't really be seeing, is it? Really, I mean, we all when we're doing AV and We the Free and stuff, people can't look at the footage. So if you're around it all the time, it must do something to your brain. But you're making up for it now because you're not just a vegan, you're also getting making other people vegan. So you're more than making up for it. But yeah, uh, last night at AV, I was talking to a lot of people, and you get quite a few people that say they'll come up and say, "Oh, I agree with what you're doing. I'm vegetarian," but you have to tell these people that animals are exploited just as much for vegetarians as they are for everybody else. You know, vegetarians. It's not enough just to be vegetarian. A lot of the cows that come in here are from dairy farms. They're spent dairy cows. You know, these cows have been exploited their entire life. They've been forcibly impregnated. They've been had their children taken away from them, or kidnapped, if you like, uh, just for milk. Uh, for vegetarians as well, So it's not as if vegetarians are not responsible for this. They need to also become vegan. Yeah, man, awesome, dude. Uh, I'll watch some of your stuff. Uh, we need to definitely need to see people like yourself as an inspiration. We need more people like yourself speaking up and becoming active because it's you guys that are uh, yourselves farmers, people that we need standing up for the victims because it's more powerful coming from an ex industry worker than maybe like someone who's not done that. Because you'd think people who are in the industry are more conditioned and less affected by uh, well, more conditioned and uh, harder to change, etc. Apologies. But yeah, if we have more, basically, we just need more people to become active, more vegans to become active. Uh, so I keep looking around because every truck I see, I'm wondering if it's one that's going to turn in here, but they're not. It's quite a busy main road. Yeah, it's quite a busy main road. So, um, yeah. The other, I watched some of Cliff Grant's live stream last time, and he had a lot of good. points and tips for doing this that I hadn't really considered myself. If you're going to do something like this, I would always recommend parking. If you're driving, I would park somewhere. Uh, yeah, man. No worries, man. Thanks for your support. Thanks for chatting. Yeah, no doubt, man. Have a good one, and I'll watch your live stream. Anybody that's watching, go and watch the 40-year-old vegan's live stream. You'll hopefully get some better content than I've got. So, what I'll do is I'll spend another half an hour here, um, see if anybody else, more people show up, or I'll ramble for a bit more. Yeah, so I want to really stress the point that the slaughterhouse isn't the beginning of the exploitation. It's merely the end. All the exploitation already starts in the human's brain, in the human's mind. They think that humans are supreme to other animals. They believe that animals are here for us to use. Yeah. Until we change that, until we start educating people and telling them that the animals aren't here for us to use, the exploitation, animal abuse and use and all that stuff will continue. I also see a lot of debate happening. We're talking about injustice, and injustice is never up for debate. So this isn't a debate. Yeah. So if you're watching this later on or whatever, and you're not vegan, you need to maybe put yourselves in the victim's position. You need to start seeing it from the animal's position. If you put yourself in their position, it's a very, very easy decision to make, and you know that it's wrong because you wouldn't want to switch places with your victims or the animals. Uh, if you wouldn't want to switch places, you should become vegan, because if you think animals deserve respect and you can't truly respect somebody by exploiting them to death, whether that's for meat, entertainment, clothing, all that sort of stuff, you can't truly respect an animal if you're going to exploit them to death. So the definition of veganism is the ethical principle that humans should live without exploiting other animals. Now, if you believe that and you think animals shouldn't be exploited for us and should be here for their own reasons and shouldn't be here for us to use, then you should align your actions with your morals and go vegan right now, because until you do, you're a hypocrite. Yeah, unless you align your actions with your morals, and yeah, you're a hypocrite. Okay? So stop being a hypocrite and go vegan. Right now, like, there's no time to wait. Your victims don't have time for you to decide to go vegan or to cut down or anything like that. They need you to go vegan right now. Okay? The urgency, I can't stress the urgency enough. They need you to do it right now. Okay? Yeah, so if you're are vegan though, and you're watching this and you're already vegan, we need to become active. It's no longer enough just to be vegan. Yeah, if we're gonna change anything, if we're gonna stop this injustice, it's gonna take a lot of effort by activists. Is it something like 1% of the world's vegan, maybe 2%, something like that, and only 1% of them, I think, is actually active. Um, uh, we need those numbers to start changing. We need the number of vegans to go up. We also need the number of activists to go up, because the more activists we get, the quicker that number of vegans will go up. I also see a lot of debate between activists of somewhat of the wording that we use, whether we should use the word abuse, use, exploitation, all that stuff. It's all the same. We need to. We don't. The wording doesn't necessarily matter. What does matter is that we stop the injustice completely. Okay. Who cares about the wording? We just need to realize that animals are not there for us to use and exploit. We need to bring an end to it. If we're arguing amongst ourselves about language, etc., then we're not fighting for the animals. We're wasting our time. So yeah, let's all unite. All activists, vegan activists, unite around an abolitionist message and stand up and say this. We need to end this injustice now. The only way we're going to do that is by uniting around one message of ending animal exploitation. Nothing else is good enough. So yeah. I don't know where all the trucks are. I wonder if it's last time no trucks showed up. So I don't know if yeah. I maybe have to change my times for next time and come at a different time. Yeah. So yeah, let's stay for another 20 minutes or so. See if anybody shows up. My battery's about to die in there. Yeah. Hopefully I've got enough. I have got a charger if I need it, but I need the microphone to stay in, so yeah. Yeah. So when we're talking about uh, what we're really talking about here is talking about the exploitation of animals. Yeah. Uh, we need that to stop right now because the animals deserve better. They're here for their own reasons. They're sentient beings who deserve respect and deserve to be. Well, that's all it really is. Just basic respect. Yeah. And you can only respect. You can't give somebody basic respect by exploiting them to death. So yeah. So yeah. We need a couple of people have just joined. So I'm currently standing outside Sandyford Slaughterhouse in Paisley, in Scotland, just outside Glasgow. We're here to highlight these places. This is where animals come to get murdered, essentially. Uh, so yeah, they get murdered in here in Sandy for Slaughterhouse. They murder sheep and they murder cows. Um, this is the only reason they're here is for food and clothing. All that stuff we can get. We don't need to. Uh, we don't need that to happen now. We can buy something else. We can eat other stuff. We can get all our nutrition from plants. We don't need to rely on these places anymore. We need these places to shut and close. Um, well, the animals need them to close. You know. Yeah. We're this is a part of Project Livestream 7, and there's lots of great activists now who have been standing outside slaughterhouses today, highlighting these places and bringing attention to these places. You know, because this is the um, when we talk about exploitation, this is where it ends for the animals by them getting their throat slit. Uh, Essentially, yeah, these animals get their throat slit for no other reason than non-vegans. Yeah, non-vegans are the reason that these places exist. Okay, now I've already said this, but last night I was doing Anonymous for the Voiceless in Glasgow, and I had a lot of people walk up to and say, "I appreciate what you're doing. I'm vegetarian." Now, the cattle and the cows that come into this place, a lot of them will be spent dairy cows that have been exploited their entire life. They have been uh, uh, forcibly impregnated. They've been, or yeah, they've been essentially raped over and over and over again. Uh, had their babies stolen from them or kidnapped uh, for year on year. And after their bodies can't do anymore, they will end up in these places. They will end up getting murdered. So vegetarians are animals are still exploited for vegetarians. Yeah, it's this idea that animals are there for us to use as well. Yeah, uh, animals aren't there for us to use. They're there for us to. Well, they're not there for us for anything. They're there for their own reason. They're there to live. They're there for us to respect, and respect should be shown to these animals. They don't deserve to die. They don't deserve to be exploited. They don't deserve to be used as entertainment. They don't deserve to be tested on. They don't deserve any of that. They deserve to just live their own life. They deserve to be free. They deserve to uh, have the simple, basic respect that humans have. Yeah. So yeah, we need justice right now, and justice starts with you. If you're non-vegan, justice starts with you. Uh, Starts by you becoming vegan. Okay. Yeah. And if you're already vegan, uh, you can start by becoming active. Okay. Speaking out. Speak up. Right. I'll spend another about 15 minutes here. I don't think any trucks are going to show up again. This is. I don't really understand why the trucks aren't showing up. I don't know whether they're waiting for me to leave or what. So yeah. When we're if you're a vegan and you're active, you need to be speaking from an abolitionist point of view. Uh, we need this to end now. We don't want reduction. We don't want higher welfare standards. We want all the animal exploitation to end now. Yeah, it's no good just asking for better living conditions. Anything else is is pointless. It's worthless. We wouldn't uh, we wouldn't give that to any other injustice. You know, we wouldn't say uh, we wouldn't stand for it. We wouldn't stand for any other injustice by saying, "Oh, they deserve a little bit better standards" or anything. So why are we asking for that for animals? Let's. Why are we settling for anything less for the animals? We should be settling for the absolute maximum that they deserve, and that is total abolition of their situation. They deserve absolute freedom. They deserve absolute respect. Nothing less. So yeah, uh, yeah. Anyone that's here is, if you're watching this now and you've made it this far throughout the video, I really appreciate it. But you need to start doing something. If you're not already active as a vegan, you need to become active. You need to start speaking up because the animals urgently need you to do that. Their situation is so urgent that they need you to act right now. And they also need non-vegans to go vegan right now. Okay, nothing. Uh, they don't deserve anything less than you going vegan. Being vegan is the absolute least we can do. Yeah, being vegan is the least we can do. It's the least that they deserve. Yeah. So what I would say, I'm gonna maybe wrap up soon, but what I would say is, see if you put yourself in the victim's position. How would you want to be spoken up for? Would you want to be spoken up for in the harshest possible term, like all the language that we should be using? Would you want to? Uh, would you want to be free right now? Would you want? I think you know the answer to that. You'd want to be free right now, wouldn't you? Yeah. And the only way we're going to do that is through an abolitionist approach to this. Higher standards and higher welfare doesn't stop the animals getting murdered. Yeah. Yeah. Hey Mel, hey Steve, how are you? Yeah, man. Been rambling a wee bit, you know. We haven't really seen any trucks, which I don't understand why these trucks aren't showing up. That's 3 or 4 times I've been here and they've not shown up. Uh, yeah, live vegan, absolutely. It's the least the animals deserve is us going vegan. I think one of the most powerful things you can do. The only reason you can justify it is by excuses. There's absolutely no excuse not to go vegan. Yeah, so I'm currently standing on a corner here. What I'll do is I'll walk down. So this is where the trucks will turn in. It's the place where I'm gonna. If any trucks do turn in, they have to slow down to come around that corner. If I walk down to the gate, you can't actually see anything in the gate because it's miles away from the actual slaughterhouse. Uh, yeah, yeah. So the slaughterhouse is down here, uh, but the gate's always open, and so if the trucks come down, they are just going to fire past, and I'm not going to be able to stop and see them. Anybody in there, all of the victims. It is on a main road, but well, it's kind of like down a side street. But so there's the main gate with the slaughterhouse. That's where the butchery bit is. So in there is cows and sheep's. That's who these guys are responsible for murdering. Cows, sheep's. Uh, Not far from here is the leather factory. So all their skins get taken to the leather factory, which I think is the most absurd thing in this day and age. Uh, we've got all the alternatives. We don't need to pay for animal skins. We don't need to wear them. Uh, we don't need to use them as fashion accessories. We don't need to sit on them. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The other thing is you can't see around the back because all the trucks go around the back, um, where they get unloaded and stuff. So to get to the back, I'd have to walk around. There's a big housing estate. Um, so yeah, so yeah, I worked in the leather factory for about 2 or 3 weeks as an agency worker. Um, about no, it was about 10 years ago. Uh, it's like one of the most disgusting places ever. The place stinks because they have to use like ammonia or lime to burn off all the fat and the hair and stuff like that. Yeah. Uh, so it's the Scottish Leather Group. I think there's a factory here in Paisley. There's also a factory in the Bridge of Weir, which are both two. Bridge of Weir's about half an hour away from here. Um, yeah. Hello, Dennis. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It is. I mean, essentially, you've got rotting flesh in there. Uh, you have to use like salt to dry out all the. Yeah, yeah. The leather factory. It's like walking into hell. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to spend I'll stay till 2 o'clock, and we'll see if any trucks show up. I don't think they're going to show up. I don't really understand why there's no trucks showing up. Uh, but what I'll do while we're here is I'll ramble for a bit. Um, yeah. So yeah, the only yeah, I'm doing Project Live. Are uh, are you judging by Mel and Steve's comments? You're not vegan, I'm assuming. I mean, keep on commenting. The more comments, the better. Gets the algorithm up. Are you? I take it you're not vegan, and you're responsible for the animals going in these places. So What I've actually found is the hardest trolls are the ones that are closest to going vegan. Okay, yeah. So they have to sort of play really hard with their brains to try and justify not being vegan. So they come on here and like take the piss, you know. But yeah, I think a lot of these trolls are the closest people to becoming vegan. Well, yeah, dog racing. Yeah, that's another form of exploitation that uh, comes from like the human mindset that we're here. Animals are here for us to use. Do you live up a mountain? So yeah. Well, I'm gonna spend another 5 minutes here, um, and what I'll say, I'll end it with this: like, animals are not here for us to use. They're not here for us to exploit or abuse. They're here for their own purpose. Yeah, they're here to be. They should be respected. They're not here to die. They're not here to be exploited. They're not here to for entertainment, such as dog racing or circuses or zoos or aquariums. They're here for their own reasons. They're not here for us to exploit. It's places like this, the slaughterhouse. This is the end of their exploitation. Uh, the exploitation starts in the human mind, where we believe that animals are here for us to use and that we're superior to them in any way, which isn't true. Animals are here and belong here just like us for their own reason. They deserve to be free and they deserve to be respected. Uh, so I don't think it's right to exploit anybody. If you were in their position, you wouldn't want to be exploited. Yeah, so nobody on this earth deserves to be exploited. So like, that includes the animals. Yeah, they're here to live with us, not for us. Yeah. Ah, you're one of those that think plants feel pain. Okay. So you need to go back to school and learn some basic biology. Yeah. So non-vegans have to come up with these insane excuses and arguments to justify themselves exploiting animals, such as plants feel pain. It's just a diversion tactic to try and justify to themselves that they animals deserve to be exploited. Yeah, plants aren't animals, though, are they? But it's true though. A lot of the non-vegans they use insane arguments to try and justify uh, their belief that the animals are here for them to use and exploit. Yeah, I don't really know what you're trying to say here. Animals are here. not for us to exploit. They're here for their own reasons. They don't deserve to be exploited. They deserve to live and be free, and they aren't here for us to use. It's a really simple concept. Uh, I'm outside Paisley Slaughterhouse and just outside Glasgow, Taiwan Animal Protection. So I didn't say there was anything to do with pain. I said there's sentience. There's animals don't deserve to be exploited. So I wouldn't exploit a jellyfish. Yeah, man. The only reason these places existed though is because of non-vegans. So as soon as people start becoming vegan, these places will start to close down and shut down. Yeah. So I'm going to end it on this, right? Animals deserve respect, and you can't truly respect somebody by exploiting them for their skin, their flesh, their milk, their secretions, um, entertainment, all that sort of stuff. Animals are here for their own purpose. Uh, when you're non-vegan, I was replying to yours when you said something along the lines of plants feel pain or something. Yeah. So anyway, animals deserve to live just like you. Yeah, they deserve freedom just like you. They don't deserve to be exploited. They shouldn't be in these places to begin with. Uh, if you're vegan, uh, become active, stand up, and start speaking out against these places. If you're not vegan, you are the reason why this is happening. Uh, if you're not vegan, these places are open because of you. But you're the one that brought plants into the conversation. You said, so you're saying the plants want to be exploited. But yeah, so we need to target the non-vegans. Taiwan Animal Protection. So you're, yeah. If we target non-vegans, they're the ones that the human mindset that animals deserve to be exploited for us is the only reason that these places are open. Anyway, so I don't think any trucks are going to show up while I'm stood here. I think so. I'm going to call it there. I've been here for a couple of hours now. So, yeah. Yeah. But anyway, to summarize the whole video, I'm going to say we need to become vegan now to stop these places, to end animal exploitation. Yeah, Dennis, go vegan because you should. There is a hell of a lot of propaganda, but we need to combat that by through education, educating the public, showing them that animals aren't there for us to use. Yeah, they're not there for us to exploit. They deserve to live for their own reasons. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, the definition of veganism. I'm gonna end it on this. Okay. The definition of veganism is that humans should live without exploiting other animals. That means giving animals a bit of respect, basic levels of respect, which means not exploiting them for their flesh, their milk, their eggs, their using them for entertainment, uh, animal testing, all that stuff. Uh, it's about aligning your actions with your morals. If you say animals deserve respect, then if you align your actions with your morals and become vegan, otherwise you're just being a hypocrite. Um, Stop being a hypocrite, go vegan, and when you become vegan, you also need to become active. So yeah, become active, stand up, just like you would want to stand up. If you put yourself in your victim's position, uh, it's a no-brainer. You become vegan, and you then become active and stand up against the oppression. Anyway, thanks for being here, and see you next time.